Sorry, can everyone hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay. My camera is not working. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Deji. I just, before I go into the, okay, so the next item is testimonies. So for those that are going to be giving testimonies, please get ready. But before then, I just wanted to say thank you once again to Mr. Deji and his wife. Let me say your family as a whole, for allowing yourself to be used by God to help a lot of people, to bring people to reality and to make dreams come true. Because without you giving yourself to this cause, there's people, it would have been someone else anyway. But we thank God that you heeded the call. You and your family, you gave yourself to. We just want to say thank you very much to you and Lady Pat. Okay, so without further ado, like they say in church, testimony time, overcomers time. So you'll be hearing from people with experiences from Blue Sky, from the last set and from previous sets, that wants to give testimony, to testify to God's goodness in their lives and the impact Blue Sky has had in them and even till now. So I'll be calling on, the first person on my list is Candy Musa. Candy, if you're here, please unmute yourself. Give your testimony briefly.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to look for. I didn't even. Hold on, let me just put on my lights so everywhere is right. Sorry. Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. Still dark. I think it's better now. Good evening, everyone. So, my name is Candy, like they've introduced. I joined Blue Sky last set, which was the winter set. So before then, I'll just give you a little bit of background. So even though I've always been in the IT field, but I took a very long break in the sense that I just finished uni, got married, had my kids, never worked in the IT field. And I took a break for like 7 years. So eventually when I decided to come back, I was confused as to where to even start from. So a family friend introduced me to Blue Sky. She said there's this platform where you can join. They're into IT stuff. She just said IT stuff. And from there you can do an internship and then you can decide what you want to do. So when I joined Blue Sky, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. But then I joined the training, the free training, and I decided to just join business analysis. So after the training, I was still contemplating if to do the internship or not. So she said, you know what, I'm going to get somebody from the previous set to talk to you, at least to give you an insight of what the platform is about and how they function. So she got someone who was in the last set and she spoke to me and she said, the internship is really practical. You get to get involved in real life projects. So it gives you an idea of how it is in the real world. She told me how when she finished, she got job offers. So it's really good. I was like, okay, then. So I registered. And a lot of people here know that when I joined, by the second week, I wanted to quit because I'm like, I don't want to do this. It's just too intense. But I don't know, as God will have it, I guess it's my destiny. It's meant to happen. I stayed even though it was difficult. So one thing I would say is when I joined, it was a platform that gave you an opportunity for you to get your hands dirty in the sense that you are actually involved in the whole learning process. Even though we were new, we didn't really know what we were doing. The way the program is structured, it gives you an opportunity for you to have an experience of what it is in the real world. So we got to do the work, not just somebody teaching us, because people will say you would find materials on YouTube. Yeah, you will find materials on YouTube, which is like teaching you the theory part of the job, but you don't get to do the job yourself. So in this situation, I was able to get my hands dirty. I knew how to use the softwares I was introduced to. I was shown how to use them, and I was able to use them myself. That way, it really made me understand how they work and how it's being used in the real world. And then the platform itself, we have people, not just the mentors, even students like us who were willing to like help. So if you were struggling and you reached out, someone was always there to say, you know what, okay, I understand this. I'm going to show you how to do it. And one thing I would say is if you are thinking or contemplating if to join or not, I was once there where I was the one listening to somebody else's testimony, because I remember exactly, I was sitting on my couch here and I was listening to somebody give a testimony in the previous set. That was before we joined the program, the internship. And I cannot believe I'm actually the one giving testimony now. So it could be you in the next graduation. So all I would say is, if you're thinking or contemplating if to join the internship, join. And when you join, just give it your all. So when I joined, I just didn't stick to the usual classes that we do. Even after we finished the program, I made sure that I committed at least an hour, 2 hours a day, just to do my own personal study. Because when it comes to knowledge, it's something that you have to keep acquiring it. It doesn't stop. So every day you have to make yourself better. And I made sure that even after we finish the classes, I go on my own, I try to look for materials, what they've taught us, I try to go back, see how I can understand it better, which is what I did. And I met some amazing people on this platform. Fumi is one of them. She's one person that I'll call every minute. Okay, I have an interview. What should I do? She's always coaching me. I think she should just be an interview coach, honestly, because she's always coaching me as to what to say, body language, how to behave. She told me it's not the end of the world. When you go, relax, just speak to them like you're talking to a colleague, which was exactly what I did. I didn't even know where the confidence came from, because when I finished, I didn't want to apply for jobs at all. I'm sure she can testify that I didn't even make applications. When people were making 100 applications, I was making 5 or 10. And I'm sure people were thinking like, you're not serious. You're supposed to be applying. And this is because I didn't have confidence. I felt I wasn't ready for the interview. But she said to me, she said, the more you do it, the better you get. So it's better for you to start now. You know, if you get all your no's, that's how quick. I think it was Tolu that told me this. She said, Tolu Yusufu, she said, if you start getting your no's now, your yes will come early. So there's no point you just sitting down and not wanting to do it because you don't have confidence. Anyway, to cut the long story short, so I made applications. I got an interview. Funny enough, this job I got was through a friend who recommended me. So I went for this interview. The first interview, it was okay, so to say, because I went like I have read and read and read and read. And when I went there, it was just 30 minutes. And the guy asked me literally just 2 questions. So I was like, okay. You know, I didn't hear from them 4 days after they called me, and they're like, oh, okay, they really like you. And that was the agent that called me. It's like, they really like you and they want you to come back for a second interview. I was like, okay. So I went for my second interview, and it was meant to be an hour. We ended up spending 15 minutes. He asked me a lot of questions. One thing I would say is, after I finished that interview, even I sat down and I asked myself, wait, these things I said in this interview, when did I know them? I don't even remember knowing these things, but I remember saying a lot in the interview. And this is because, honestly, I worked hard. I read so much for that interview. I know God will favor me, but obviously I have to put in the work as well. You wouldn't just sit down and expect God to just favor you. You have to put in the work. So I did that, and God really did favor me. After that interview, they called me and they said, oh, we like you and we're going to offer you the job as a digital business analyst. And I could not believe it. I just could not believe it. I was like, me, I'm getting a job as a business analyst. This is me that was 5 months ago. I was contemplating if to even do this thing or not. I didn't even know where to start from. I just felt like I had so many obstacles that would have discouraged me, because I felt, who will give me a job after you finish uni for like so long? You've taken so much gap. The people will be wondering, why, what have you been doing with all this time, 7 years doing nothing. Anyway, so not to take everybody's time, I'm just gonna say this is an amazing platform. Mr. DG, he's wonderful. The mentors here are amazing. Aisha B was my mentor. She really helped me. Even outside the platform, I called her and she was willing to give me advice. Even my colleagues as well. Everyone was just amazing. So I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity. And if you're thinking or still contemplating, you have 100% join. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Candy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your wonderful testimony. And just to say something, when God's grace is available to you,
Yeah.
your possibilities are unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
So Candy is a great example of God's grace. So a lot of people go through hurdles and all that, but God just said, that's your job, you know, and they loved her absolutely, as you heard from her. Thank you very much, Candy.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure some people will be reaching out to you because the way we've been blessed, let's bless other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure people will reach out to you. Please open your doors to people so you can pull other people up. We rise by lifting others.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much, Candy, for your wonderful testimony.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
And we will be looking forward to see you giving back as well, Candy.
Yes. Candy, I'm sure Candy is very willing to do that. Candy, what say you? Unmute yourself, Candy. I need your commitment.
Okay, it wasn't allowing me on mute. Yeah, of course, definitely. A lot of people gave to me. A lot of people, you're one of them for me. This platform gave to me. What they gave me, I'm sure I would have spent thousands of pounds out there to get it. So obviously, I'm always willing to give back in whatever way I can. I really don't mind. I'm available.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next person, Adeshola Oshin. Round of applause for Adeshola Oshin. Yay! Adeshola, you're next. Are you here?
I'm here. Good evening, Fumi.
Right.
Good evening, everyone. And first of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity. It's been God, and God has been really faithful. You know, when we have a plan and we commit into God's hand, there's a way He orders our step. And I'm glad because I've been in banking for way back from Nigeria, and when I came to this country for the past 9 years now, I've been in banking even in this country. But it's just when we want I wanted a change of career paths, which I've been longing for some time now. And actually, to be honest with you, I did my Scrum Master training last year, which I paid a lot for. It was just all theory. I was just reading definition, define Scrum, define Agile, was just all of that, and which I felt I needed more because it wasn't practical for me. I know what I was going to go into was more practical. It was just beyond defining, definition. So as God would have it, one of our family friends introduced BlueSky to us, which we contacted, and unfortunately last December, it was just about starting a new session. So we came on board, had our training, and then the internship, we went on board as well. And then Mr. Yole says intensive, be prepared for the time. I was thinking, what was intensive? We are here to learn anyway. But it was really intensive. There are nights that will be there, 11 o'clock on meeting, trying to get things done. So it was a lot of commitment, to be honest. Like we know when the grace of God is there, we also have our part to play. We need to get more involved, commit ourselves, which I thank God I was able to do that. And he has actually played that in a very beautiful way. Like Candy said, I never knew, when you go for interview, you're thinking, what am I going to say here? My first interview, I knew, what are you still doing? Because I was just saying rubbish. But when you just keep on, just that persistent, I need to get this job. I need to get this job. Because, the longer you leave it, the more you tend to forget, or maybe a lot of things will come in. But it was just that rush. I just keep stamming CV out. And then in a week, I'll get 3 or 4 interviews. To the glory of God, the 5th interview that I did, I secured the job. I did the first interview. They called me back. They said it was going to. I will hear back after a week. The following day, they called me back. And that lady was very happy with me. She likes me. She wants to proceed with me. I was like, what did I even say? You know, because I felt I was still like gaining confidence. I was still learning even through the interview questions. But to the glory of God, I was put forward for the second stage. Again, it was like Shola, because when I go for my interviews, I always record my interview just for me to go back on what I've said, the questions, to have my correction as well. So even when I listened to those videos, I was like, Shola, what are you just talking about here? This is not it. But God had a better plan. And I want to thank God for Mr. Lee. This is a very, very generous man. I mean, he's giving his time, he's giving his knowledge, he's generous with what he has to share with other people. And with prayer, even every Thursday, there's also prayer on Blue Sky, which we also come on board, pray together, hear testimonies to encourage us. So my second stage, again, I went for it. He was like bombarding me with questions. I didn't even know what I was saying. I thought I was saying something, but you know, when God is involved, like I said, the grace of God was just there. And my commitment, my time, the knowledge, the experience that I've gained with this internship. And to plan it all, I mean, the support system is just amazing. Even after I secured my job, I mean, I will call Tolu. Sometimes we're on the call together till late in the night. Fumi Ogedobelo, she's always there. When I call them, they will always call me back, you know, just for the continuous support. And it's just a very great platform, which I do sincerely appreciate this platform, Mr. Deji. This is a very, very good platform, and it's just changing life. I mean, making life beautiful. And like you said, it doesn't end with us. Even our children, it carries on. So I want to say thank you once again to God for making this happen, even to me. Thank God, Mr. Diju. Thank God for your platform. Thank you to everyone. I said that we work together. There's always constant coaching, learning to share together as well. And the support system as well, even after I secured my job, is very, very amazing. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has listened to me, and to everyone that is still contemplating, should I carry on? This is just a place for us to be at this time. And I can assure you, with God backing us up and with our own commitments as well, I mean, the sky is just the starting point for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adeshola. Thank you so very much for your wonderful testimony. And just for people that doesn't really remember, or for those that doesn't really know, Adeshola was the last Scrum Master to join the program. So we had gone way into the program before Adeshola joined. So I remember Mr. Deji was always drilling her to like, okay, do this. You, Adeshola, share your screen. And she was like, are you sure I can do it, Mr. Deji? You're like, yes, you can do it. Just share your screen, you know, and you learn by doing. You learn by doing. So things you do by yourself, you never forget. So thank you very much, Mr. Deji, once again. And thank you, Adeshola, for giving yourself to this and for sharing your wonderful testimony with everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Next person on my list is Abimbola Arosiola. So this Abimbola, before she comes up, Abimbola is an orator. Abimbola is a very good speaker, honorable QA, honorable developer. Give it up for Abimbola. Please don't take our time. Abimbola, over to you.
Thank you for me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Deji. Thank you, Pastor Tutu. Thank you, Tolulope Yesufu. Yeah, I know about the training. I think when I had my third child, and I know that there's always a training, and I always come online I know because I was told about the training, so I joined the platform. I always come online anytime they are doing the QA training. Then after the training, I don't want to know about BA, I don't want to know about Scrum Master, I just want to know about only QA. So I know there was a group then, which is called the BlueSky Citadel C# test on WhatsApp. I joined the group, but I never communicated. And also there's another group, which is MX Excel Training BlueSky. I still have the group on my WhatsApp till now. And it says that I joined the group September 2018. I'm still in the group. So I don't communicate. I just think that, okay, I can't do this. I've got kids. And even when I have my fourth child because I'm a lady with 4 kids, and people always ask me how I do it, and I know how it is even with them and also with learning as well. And so I always think that I can't do it. With the support of my husband, he has always been like, oh no, you can do it. So I have this job, and I think this job is everything for me, although they pay little compared to what I get now. So I always think that, oh, I'm uncomfortable there, I'm okay because it's a night job and it's a 11-hour shift. You have to stand on your feet till morning. It's a 7 to 6 job. And in the morning, I will open my computer after sleeping for like 2 hours. I'll look at what Mr. Deji have taught for the QA, and I'll go back and read about it. So then I decided that I'm coming for the training proper in 2019. And things were so difficult for me and my partner then because we're really trying to like put everything to work together for us. So, and there was this time we were asked to come for the workshop in January 2020. Then we were asked to pay £10. The admin asked us to pay £10. And that £10 was like £1 million that was requested from me. I could not get £10. Even that £10 that day was very, very difficult. I could imagine me not having £10 to pay. But I spoke to I think I spoke to the BA, the senior BA, Mr. Viola, and I think I can remember that I did say something about I'm coming for the training, and she said, oh, when you get there, you see one tall lady, which is Abonje. She's very tall. Just speak to her and the situation. So when I got there, and I was so ashamed because I don't have £10, but I approached Abonje and I spoke to Abonje. I said, Abonje, I don't have £10 to pay. I know you asked us to pay £10 for this workshop. And she didn't know me, and she was like, okay, you can join. So in the workshop, we were asked to do an assignment. I think Mr. Deji already gave us a work to do and asked us to bring our laptop. I was able to do what he asked us to do, and I was put on the spot to start teaching people. I'm like, oh my God, because I don't have confidence. I'm somebody that is very shy, and he put me in the spot, and he had to put us in a group like, okay, Abimbola, you've done this. Oh yeah, teach 3-4 people how you did it. I'm like, oh my God, how will I teach these people? And I think that is where it started, because I didn't know that I have that in me. But I just need somebody to push me to say that you can do it, because I'm lacking confidence. So I decided, I said, okay, now that I'm being known that I can do this, maybe I should just follow up. And I'm doing this job that is very ethic. And when I come back from work, I'm very weak. The job is in London. I live in Kent, driving down to London every day and coming back and still turning up my computer to do assignments. It was big headache for me. So at a point when the training ended and we had to go for internship, so I was thinking in my mind, it's either I quit this job or I continue with the job and I'm being relaxed about my training. So I was thinking in my mind what to do. And during the internship, we were asked to pay a fee. And because it was really difficult, and my husband has been the one doing all the things in the house, and I'm contemplating of leaving that job because the job is not paying more. And I'm thinking of, okay, let me leave this job. So I decided to leave the job and said that I'm going to focus on this training because I know what I wanted. And he asked us to pay a fee, and that fee was really, I wouldn't lie, it was very difficult to get that money. But because of the person who Mr. Deji is somebody that you can approach and you can tell that, okay, I don't have this in, and is ready to listen to you. So I sent him a message and I said that I have half of the money, but I'm going to pay half by the end of the month.
Sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
I'm sorry to cut you short. Please give that's your testimony. I'm itching to hear.
I'm getting somewhere from me, and because it's kind of emotional for me, and I think I'm getting somewhere from me.
No, as you know, Abimbola, you and I, we know, you like time, you like keeping to time. So please, let's just hear the wonderful testimony.
Yeah, I'm getting there. So and I think at that point he did allow me into the training and into the internship group, and that is where the journey began. Because once I'm inside the group as in the gift tree, I was put in the gift tree group. That is where the journey began. On that group, you have to commit like 4 hours a day to the learning. and which I did. I leave my job and I committed and I start putting hard work into the job I do there. And this year in January, I've left my work. I'm not working. My husband has been the one working. And I'm like, okay, how will things go on with me with this getting a job? So I was doing interview. I remember my first interview was at Enfield Council. And that was a place that Mr. Deja worked before. He prepped me, he prayed for me. And I was expecting 2 people to interview me according to the email I got, but I got 4 people. They were just bombarding me with questions. I was sweating, I was shaking because it was my first interview. I was overconfident that I'm going to smash this interview. But when they started asking me questions, I got lost. I could not really focus. And yeah, and that really helped me because I recorded the voice of I could not record the screen, but I could record their voice. I had to go back to what they asked me and start learning as well. I did some interviews as well, which I didn't get any response. And this particular job that I got, there was one of my colleagues in Gift, which is here today. We both working together to say that we need to get a job as well. So she told me that I should go online, that this particular company is recruiting. So she submitted her CV. I submitted my CV as well. So and I did my first interview. My first interview was 30-minute interview on the phone, and we were told that we will be. I was told I will be called back in the next 1 month if I did well. I was called back, and I was told that I will have a 1-hour face-to-face interview with this particular person, and he's an Indian man. And because I am somebody that I believe in God and I'm always prayerful, and I do join the Thursday prayers as well. I'm a Muslim. I joined the Thursday prayer. Pastor Tutu pray for us. Mr. Deji pray for us, looking for work. Sister Kemi pray for us. I so much committed to the Thursday prayer as well to say that yes, I need this job and I need something for myself. So I put the name of this person forward to say that, please, can you pray for this person because he's going to do interview for me the next day. It was a Thursday, and the interview was on a Friday. On a Friday, I got a call from this company to say that the man had emergency and he could not do the interview. I was worried because we had lots of people on that job to be called for to have the interview done. So the next week I was really praying to say that I need somebody to call me from the company. They called me. I did this interview, and on the interview, what I noticed that it was grace of God was with me, because I could feel it during the interview that I'm going to get the job, even if I don't know that I will still get the job. Because what he was asking me 1, I was telling him 5. He was asking me 2, I was telling him 10. And if he's asking me a question, he will tell me, Abimbola, I know you've answered this question, but because I've written it down, you still have to repeat it again. And the job I applied for was just a normal test analyst job, which is just a normal test analyst person to go on the job and start working. So because he was asking me 1, I was giving him 5. He was asking me about a ticket. I was asking him about how the ticket gets committed. So he was so impressed with the way I was answering the question. And also he said he would get back to me. Then lo and behold, I got a call from that company to say that, oh, Abimbola, how do you think you did? I said I did well. He said, no, yeah, what we are telling you now, you got a senior test role. I was so happy because I wasn't expecting to be a senior test analyst in that company, but through prayers and through the grace of God, Pastor Tutu is there, Mr. Deji is there, everybody is there, Thursday is there, and also I do my own night vigil prayer as a Muslim. I also bombard the company with prayers and everything. So it did work for me. I just want to appreciate Mr. Deji, everybody, to look for me, all my QA colleagues, Ayola, Yetunde, everybody, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I just want to say that thank you for lifting me from grass to grace, because now I'm confident, and I think if I'm being asked to pay £10 now, I can pay maybe £1,000. Thank you. Thank you.
Aha. Abimbola, so pay into my account, please. Me, I need money. Thank you very much, Abimbola. So a brief story about Abimbola. I met Abimbola at the developers training. So when Mr. Deji gave us a task, Abimbola went above and beyond. when she came to do her presentation, she blew our minds. So at that point, I just said, this developer journey is not for me. Let me quit now, because being on the same team with Abimbola, I will look incompetent. No, I just dropped out of the whatever. So just to say thank you very much, Abimbola, for sharing your wonderful testimony. And I'm sure
Thank
someone
you.
has been blessed
Thank
by
you.
it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. The next person on my list is Kingsley. So Kingsley Olaiwola, please, we have 2 minutes for each testimony. Go straight to what God did for you, how you were able to secure the role for just 2 minutes, and let's do this. Thank you very much, Kingsley.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank, I'll give glory to God for what He's done in my life, period, for the position I'm in right now. I joined BlueSky on a whim. It was just a last minute. I joined last minute also. I didn't know nothing about BlueSky. It was my brother-in-law. He introduced me to it. He told me, join, yeah, because I did a previous course where I did a manual testing role. I learned to be a manual tester, just the fundamentals. So, but I didn't have enough confidence going forward. I didn't understand what I'm supposed to do as a manual tester anyway, period. I just need, so he now told me about BlueSky, so I joined BlueSky, and with joining BlueSky, everything just blew my mind. The automation, I'm thinking, what's this? This is different to me. What's this? So, but regardless of that, I dived into it head first, and yeah, and everybody in the group, whether it was in the group, the tutors, the mentors, Mr. Deji, his wife, Kwame helped us out a lot at difficult times, and admin, everyone they were just remarkable. Like, they always came through for us. So I'm thanking everyone. So with my old job search, I don't know what happened. I got 3 job offers, and all my job offers came within the same week, which was just surprising to me. One came on Monday, one came on Thursday, and I think the last one might have come on Friday. And the 2 that came on Thursday and Friday, they got back to me within less than 2 hours of the interview to say, listen, we were giving you the role. I was like, what? Like, I felt so lightheaded, like I wanted to faint or pass out. But yeah, I was still standing. So yeah, so the first role, the first interview I did, they came back to me. They came back to me and said, you got the role and we're willing to offer you this amount. And the amount they said to me, my mouth was opened. I was like, what? Really? Like, I would have taken 30 grand. I would have taken 35 grand. I would have taken 40 grand. But the amount that they offered me was just out of this world. It was just out there. And the second offer that was made to me was I knew I got that job. The second one, I knew I got a job in the second interview, period. Just the way it was going, the way it was flowing. I answered every single question they had to throw at me. Like, I don't know how, obviously, I know how I managed to do it. It was BlueSky, because everything I learned, I took notes, I took video recordings, I did this, I did that. I always put myself, and I always nominated myself to be sharing my screen, to be doing that, to be doing this. That's how I mainly learned everything I learned while I was in BlueSky. So yeah, so I answered that. So I now did a third stage interview. This first stage interview was with the managing director and one of the HR. That was like 15 minutes. So they just wanted to ask me, okay, what do you know about the company? I just blabbed it. I don't even know if what I said was correct at that time, because I was already forgotten. So I blabbed it, and then they now told me, so what do you have in place? I got a desk. They were like, yeah, but I'm on the verge of buying a new screen. They were like, no, you're not buying a new screen. We'll send you a new screen. We'll send you this. We'll send you that. We'll send you this. So they told me all that over the phone. Then the recruiter now called me to say I got a job. So I'm thinking, yeah, I know that already. So I just played along with it too. Like, they already told me I got a job, but the recruiter now said, oh, they was really happy with you and they're willing to give you the job. I'm thinking, so I pretended with the recruiter to be excited. I was already excited for 1 hour earlier. So the third offer I got was as a senior test analyst. Well, I don't know how I landed that, to be honest. Yeah, so what happened is the interview was 3 stages: first stage, second stage, third stage. The first stage, they spoke to me. I went in there. The internal recruiter called me back within an hour and said, "Oh yeah, they really liked you. They're willing to offer you the role." I'm thinking, whoa, okay. I'm thinking that's remarkable. That's 3 offers. I didn't tell him that's 3 offers. I'm thinking in my head, that's 3 offers within a week. Like, what's going on here? Are you sure the right person? Well, yeah. So after that, they now made me an offer, which of whatever they want to pay me, which I rejected. That's because now my mouth is now wide. My confidence was built through the other offers that I had. So my eye was open. I'm thinking, yeah, this is it. Let's put this to the test. They came with the first offer. The first offer, I told them, no, I can't accept that. So they came back again. We're willing to give you the first offer, about $5 grand relocation. I said, no, we're willing to give you the first offer plus in 12 months, we'll revisit your contract and move you to the next package depending on your performance. I said, no. They came back again. They said, the first offer, and we're going to give you $2 grand just to sign the contract. I said, no. So then I'm like, I'm saying no too much. Maybe I should stop. But it was too late. So then I said, you know what?
You've exhausted your 2 minutes. So round up, please.
I'm going to round up. So I said, you know what? Tomorrow I'll get back to you. So I waited the next day. They call me the next day. They say, listen, we're cool. We accepted the offer. They give me what I wanted. So they now moved me to the next pay package that I wanted, plus the $5 grand relocation fee. So that's what happened. So I'd like to thank Mr. Deji, thank the whole BlueSky team, everyone, mentorship, the all-staff, everyone that was with, everyone helped us. And if anyone's joining, I recommend highly you should join. And BlueSky is a good non-profit charity organization to be with. They actually helped you and they lived up to their words. And also, once you join BlueSky, make sure you get yourself a study buddy. That helps you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. Thank you very much for that. Even though you exhausted your 2 minutes and spent 10 more minutes, thank you very much for the wonderful testimony. And I'm sure someone has been blessed already. Thank you. So without wasting much time, my next the next person on my list is Aisha. Aisha, please, can we have you 2 minutes? This is 2:14 by 2:16. I will round you up if you don't round up. Okay, so Aisha.
Hello, everybody. I think I joined BlueSky Citadel in 2018 summer, and I did a training with them. And I had the support of the team, my BA team, and Mr. Deji, Sister Pat, my mentor Biola, and after the training, we did the internship, and after I completed the internship, I didn't really take it forward because I had another job, which, was really taking a lot of my time, and I keep postponing trying to go for interviews to actually get a BA job, because I had that other job, and I thought, oh, it was too much. I can't do 2 things at the same time. But Mr. Deji is always there to push us. He's always like telling us, you know what, you have to do this. You can actually do this. It's time for you to do this now. He's always pushing us, praying for us. And it got to a point where he was even angry, and he said, you know what, I don't think you people really want to get a job. And he said, I have to let you people go now. I have to move on to the other people. It seems you people are not serious. So he left us, and then, no more. It wasn't happy with us because he thought at that point we're not pushing ourselves enough, and he really tried to push us. But because majority of us had another job, I would say at that point we're not really pushing ourselves enough to get a BA job. So when he left us, he said, whenever you're ready, I'm here. I'll always be here. But at this point, I just think I need to let you people be. So we all started trying to look for a job because we weren't happy what he said to us, and it was the truth really, because we had a second job. If we didn't have any job, I'm sure we would have put ourselves more than we did at the point. So everybody just went away and said, okay, we need to now start looking for jobs and all. We had our small groups at BA. We're always contacting each other. We're always trying to asking each other, have you applied today? How many jobs have you applied for? This and that. At the point, we stopped doing that. So everybody was just concentrating on their job that they had at that point. But then I had Biola, who is my mentor, who actually introduced me to BlueSky, and she didn't let me be. She was always saying, she said, I found a job, I've sent you the link, can you click onto the link, can you apply for that job? Sometimes I will pretend I didn't see a message. Sometimes she'll call me again, have you applied for that? I say, oh, I'm going to apply. She said, okay, now call me when you're ready. We have to do it together. So that's how Biola just continued to push me. And I would say, thank God that I had Biola beside me. I had every other people as well, but at some point you will know that sometimes there are some people that you can't just hide from, and that was Biola. She would not let me be. So she pushed me to the extent that I had to start pushing myself. She'll send me 10 jobs a day. She'll say, you have to go and apply for it. I started applying. Then my husband too came on board. Both of them were attacking me from left, right, and center. I said, I think it's time for me to apply now. So I started applying, I would say mid 2020. And then as I get interview, I did interview. I would be looking forward to getting positive answer. At the end of the day, say, oh, unfortunately, I'm like, oh my God, these Oyibo people, they have come again. It's always unfortunate. Once you hear unfortunately, it's problem. At the point when I was going to give up, like, you know what, maybe this BA is not even for me. I'm just going to stay put to my data analyst job with NHS and continue earning my whatever. It was at the point when I was going to give up, the last interview I had, and I said, God, after this interview, no more. That was the one that God did it. God just did it. I didn't even know what I said in that interview. The lady called and she said, oh, I have to go into a meeting, but because I've promised to call, she canceled the first interview, rescheduled it for the next day. And then the next day when she called me, she said, oh, I have a very important meeting, but I don't want to cancel second time. Can we just have a quick interview? I said, as you please. And we had it. 15 minutes interview. She just said, talk me through any of the project that you have done, and that was the most challenging one. And I just said, I said one or two things. I said, okay, do you know what this is? When they say benefit realization, what would you say? I just started pouring everything. I said, okay. I think that is it. You know what? I'll get back to you through your agency. That day, I didn't hear anything. Following that, I didn't hear anything. Third day, which was a Friday, because I had interview on Wednesday. Friday, the next my agency called and I said, congratulations, you got the job. I was so elated. I would cut a long story short. Persistence is key. Don't give up. At that point when you feel like you can't do this anymore, that is the point where you're very, very close to your job, I would say. Please don't give up, be persistent, be prayerful, have a mentor, have somebody that will hold you responsible. That worked for me. If not for Biola and my husband and Mr. Deji, probably I wouldn't be here today, because I would just be saying to myself, don't worry, you will get the job when God wants. But you really need to put, God is in it as well. But the thing is, God will use some people to actually really push you to get to that point where you get what you need. Thank you, Mr. Deji. Thank you for always pushing. Thank you for always supporting. Thank you to all the support system we have in this site, BlueSky Citadel. You're all amazing. And I will say to everybody here today, if you have not got one, yours is very, very nearby. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Aisha. Thank you. Aisha was one of our mentors in my set, and she gave it her all. Thank you very much. We will call on Aisha and she would respond to us like fast, really fast, even out odd hours. And like you heard Candy saying it, she really mentored Candy. She helped Candy even after the internship program. So thank you very much, Aisha, for your wonderful testimony. I'm sure it has blessed a lot of people. Okay, so I'm one of the testifiers. So let me quickly testify. So I started the internship in February, and I got my job 2 weeks into the internship because I had a good support system, and I learned a lot of tools from BlueSky. And like you've heard from every other person, the support system is next to none. So you will never be left hanging. Even when you get a job, I remember many times I would ping Mr. Deji. Mr. Deji, they want me to be technical. What can I do? He will tell me, he will so the support system is there from everybody. You can reach out to anyone. And I just like to say, and like I've always said since the beginning of this program, BlueSky is a place I can vouch for. I can beat my chest, go to sleep, and recommend anyone any day and any time. And I'll be sure that I'm recommending a very wonderful platform to people. So thank you very much, Mr. Deji, for the opportunity. And yes, and like you always tell everyone, I'm willing to give myself to help other people also. And I'm still in my learning process too. So learning is continuous. Anyway, we learn so long as we're alive. So I'm still available. And thank you very much. The next person is Aziz. Aziz, please. 2 minutes testimony. Go straight to what God has done for you, how you got your job. Just 2 minutes. Round it up in 2 minutes. Aziz, let's have you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me, and thank you for inviting me to this. I think I joined last year, uh, winter set as well. And then I remember I came from another platform completely, which was a majority of people on the call might probably knew. So I think during that time I ran out of subscription and I couldn't be able to afford the subscription. So I was speaking to one of my colleagues there, which we are both in the same something. And then one way or the other, he mentioned BlueSky Citadel. So he had me on. Then he sent me the link. Then I joined. So I start following up. So later on, I realized within in January, there was going to be we have to meet in the church. I mean, we have to come for the program that people have to come and so I booked my time off. Then I attended. So one way or the other, so I joined the training. Then I was part of a group. I remember, I think it was like that actually took us on the route of BA. So I used to be actually on the part of PMO before I joined BlueSky Citadel. But I was actually applying for jobs. I couldn't be able to get a job within the PMO. So and I just thought I think maybe there's no much job within the to be a PMO side. Maybe I just need to change my path or something. So one thing about me, I'm very analytical. So and I just thought I think maybe I should just change my something to BA. So I joined the BA group, and then I was within in that group after the training. So I remember I was made to be the lead BA. So I was the lead BA with other two BAs that I was working with. So one thing that really stand out was that the fact that we are introduced to a real environment of Scrum development in terms of how you actually plan your delivery, so which is very practical in nature. So that actually took a lot because sometimes because I was working and then I wouldn't be able to attend, but I have to make sure that whoever that is going to present on our behalf, everything is ready before the time we meet Mr. DG. Lo and behold, after that training, I was one of the graduates as well. So last year. So after that, I remember when during the training, Biola gave us a lot of projects to work on as a practice then. So those projects, I took some of those about 3 or 4 projects that she gave us, even the other project that she gave to other groups as well. So I took those projects. I went to my own research them I pretend as if I'm actually doing that project right from the beginning to the end. I was using it to practice with some other colleagues on that we both all of us finished together. So I was practicing on it. Was some of those people that we are about 4 of us that we are working in, one Scrum Master, me as a BA, and we have 2B and some other QA. 4 of us are working doing our own practice after we graduated. So some of two out of them then got a job about 1 month or 2 months after that. So I still haven't got a job then. So and then some of the comment they keep giving me then was that as you're really good, you need to start applying, you need to start putting yourself for. But because some of my interview then was PMO that I've been applying for PMO, I know the but I thought I don't know much about BA, but I did actually, but the confidence was just not there. So I keep applying. I keep applying. I think I applied for about 3 or 4. It didn't actually go. I was discouraged. I didn't even really wanted to. But one of the BA that we met on the platform, then we are working in the same company as well. And then he normally actually send me my company because my company as well. I wasn't doing a professional job with them, but she normally sent me the professional internal job and everything. I think applying once and the experience was not really good as well. So, but I keep practicing. I know my stuff in terms of practical, in terms of what I need to do, in terms of what BA needs to do. But when it comes to interview, I just don't have the confidence to deliver. Maybe it's my approach. Sometimes I feel it just, things wasn't just going right the way it's supposed to. But lo and behold, I start picking up myself. I will practice. I will do what I need to do. And then one day, I came across one particular company, and then it was more of like, we're going to take you on 8 weeks, like training, and after that, we can then be able to put you through to a job and so on and so forth. So I actually subscribed to that. And then as that training was going on, I was applying for other jobs too. So I applied for an internal job with my company I'm working with for a BA, and it was a secondment role. So they asked me to do a first stage interview, and then I did very well. So second stage interview was booked for me. Lo and behold, before that one, my brother as well also came across one particular job description, and he sent to me was a project manager. And I said, no, I was a PMO, and then I'm now moving to business analyst. I'm not really a PM. And he said, well, you don't know. You know, anytime because my brother is a continuity manager, and then anytime you struggle with PM related stuff or BA, I will be the one sit down with him, break everything down. He said, you really know your stuff. It's just that you just need to put yourself there, but apply. So I applied for this PM role. Lo and behold, I was working on that, and they just called me. They would like to schedule an interview with me tomorrow. I said, tomorrow? I don't think this is going to work. Perhaps. I don't even know anything about PM. But lo and behold, I didn't even prepare. I just, a day in the morning, I think the interview was around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I just have to do my little bit of research about the company, what I can be able to do in the morning. And I just think about my PMO there, and then I then look at what PM does when I was actually training for a PMO. And I just thought I would just use that to answer the question. Then the interview came, they asked me two people one from Italy, one from Netherlands. Then they interviewed me. I said what I need to say in terms of PM. And then I didn't hear anything from them for about 2 or 3 weeks. So one day I was in the guide, I went to the park. Then I just took the kids to the park, and I just wanted to check my email. Let me check my email. I opened my email, and I just saw the name of the company with an offer letter. I said, offer letter. Then I opened it. It was a role for a cybersecurity project manager. I was just running mad. I was just running around the park like, what is this? Where does this come from? And then after that, I accepted the offer. And then the internal role that I applied for as a BA, they contacted me for the second stage interview. I went for the interview. Maybe because I've already got a role of a PM, and then I really relaxed. I explained what I need. All the questions they are asking, I was just giving it back to them. And at the point, their senior BA was like, where did you learn BA from? And I said, well, and then I gave them how I started with my journey from being a BA and everything, being a PM and everything. They are really impressed. But they then said, but in our environment, in our project management environment, we are more of Google Cloud stuff. I said, well, as a BA, you can be able to actually adapt to any environment, because I'm used to more certain tools like Jira, like Trello and everything, but they are more used to Google stuff. I said, that shouldn't be a problem at all. They are very, very impressed. Consider the fact I am working for this company, and my job there is it's just normal retail job, to be honest. But to then move to BA, to then go for an BA interview, and then
sorry to butt in, Aziz. Please, can you go straight to the point, please?
Okay,
thank you.
Okay. And then to then begin to tell them about BA processes, how it's supposed to be done, and talking to a program manager. They then came back about a week later that they're going to offer me the role as well. I said, okay, that's and the internship I was doing as well. They then came back as well, and they offered me. So I got 3 different roles within space of 1 or 2 weeks. Then I get bored down, then I have to decide. Then I decided later that I have to go for the cybersecurity project manager, because that role is very massive. It's a big one, and then the industry as well is something that is keep growing. So it's going to continue growing, and I just thank God for that. I will use this opportunity to really thank all the people I've worked with within within BlueSky Citadel. I thank you, Pastor Tutu. I remember when I was graduating last year, you really prayed for me, and I really thank God for that as well. I thank God for your life, and I thank you also, Mr. DG, for the opportunity, and I thank God for BlueSky Citadel. That's my own little. I will also encourage people, don't give up. Keep pushing. Me, I don't know how to attend interview. I'm very, very bad at it, but it can get better. It can only get better. Don't give up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aziz, for your wonderful testimony. It was very insightful, and I'm sure a lot of people have been blessed by it. Thank you very much for sharing this. And the last but not the least person is Envy. Envy Tumenta. Please, let's have Envy. Envy, please break this record. Stick to 2 minutes. Break this record that we've been trying to break. Stick to 2 minutes. Envy, can we have you, please?
Yes, of course you can have me, but I don't know if I'll stick to 2 minutes. I'll try.
Envy, please.
But I won't say a lot of stories anyway. The only first thing I want to say is the fact that just to thank BlueSky a lot. I'm one of the graduates from the last batch with Kingsley, and I thank DJ, admin, I thank Kwame a lot. I also came from a different platform, like Kingsley said. He actually pulled me into this, and it was quite late for me. I had to push with Mr. DJ, push with admin, and they said when God works in different ways, because I came in on board thinking I was going to just do automation testing, part of this a bit of idea on manual testing. But when we graduated, and honestly speaking, what I picked up from testing from BlueSky that pushed me and made me to understand that this is the road to success is the fact that Mr. DJ will be online with us till 2 o'clock, 2:40, 1:40, almost every blessed night for 3 months. At times I'll share my screen, at times he'll share screen. People will even sleep and he will carry on. I remember the day he was doing the pipeline thing and he carried on the QA per se. He carried on till like 2:53 and he had work the following day in the morning. And that pushed me and I told myself that, you know what, I'm going to make it. So when I make it, after making it, I'm going to, after making it, I'll make sure that I also support others as well. I'll also stay in this group to help others to grow. Kingsley as well, I always thank him because he brought me into this and we've always been together. When I finished from there, I went to about a few interviews. I was so quick with picking up jobs. For some reason, God works in different ways. I picked up my first job and they wanted me to come in person for the interview. I went in person, spoke to them, and they were happy about it. Asked me to come for, to come and exhibit what I can do when it comes to automation, because the company were just starting the automation part of it, so they wanted me to start everything from scratch. I came there, I was blocked with something which I didn't understand, and I told them that I'm blocked, and they said, "Oh, you know what? Go back and come back. Go back." It was on a Thursday, and come back on Tuesday and do it. I went back, practiced that. I called the DJ sent me to Onion, and she was really helpful to Ian Kingsley. We came back, I went back there and I smashed it and they gave me the job. But I was so scared because I kept thinking, I don't think I'm okay to start this role for this company. I don't think I got the capacity to. So I went on my knees and I spoke to God and I said, God, can you please help me? Help me out, God. If this is a job for me, then I'll take it. And surprisingly for me, that same week I had a call from a recruiter say, oh, this company wants to interview you. That was on Friday. Are you ready for Monday? I said, yes. Monday, interview. The happy next interview Wednesday, happy next interview Thursday. They gave me the job on Friday and sent me an offer to sign, which was really impressive, and it was really something I wanted. It was a dream job, you know. And what else can I say? The only thing I can say is that I went into all these interviews with so much confidence because of what I learned at BlueSky. The first 3 interviews definitely was a learning curve. But when I went to these interviews, I noticed that we even know a lot more than we think we know when you study at BlueSky, because you've got the practical bit. You talk with practicality. You talk making reference to what you did, which you know you actually did. You know what you're talking about. And I will just beg BlueSky, I will beg Deja and everybody that's putting effort in this to carry on with the effort. It's a life-changing thing. It's changed my life. It's changed the life of so many. I'm trying to send a lot of people to come down and have their life changed as well. We can reward you for your time, your effort, and all of that. Because what we're paying is nothing compared to what you're giving us back. We're not even paying, honestly, let's be honest with it. We just know that God is going to reward you, your family, your wife, and every other person that's putting effort. And we are not here to graduate and move on and just stay on with our jobs. I, for one, I had this conversation with Kingston. We are here to be called back and make sure we also give a helping hand to others if need be. Thank you very much.